Imagine a quiet room hidden deep inside a fancy building. Nervous people in expensive suits sit frozen in their chairs. No one is smiling. No one is talking. The room feels cold, but everyone is sweating. Everyone is staring at a clear plastic machine in the center of the room. Inside that machine, 14 white ping-pong balls bounce around in a wild, noisy dance. The sound of the plastic hitting the glass fills the silent room. This is not a strange game show. This is the NBA Draft Lottery. Those tiny plastic spheres hold the power to change basketball history forever. They carry the hopes and dreams of millions of fans watching from home. Every single bounce can shift the balance of power in the league. It is the most stressful night of the entire sports year. One lucky bounce can save a dying basketball team. It can bring a once-in-a-lifetime superstar to a new city. It can build a mighty team that wins shiny trophies for a whole decade. Pure luck decides future dynasties. Fans hold their breath and cross their fingers. They pray for the plastic spheres to land in the perfect order. But the league did not always work this magical way. Long ago, the worst teams simply flipped a metal coin. They tossed it high in the air to see who got the very best new player. It was a simple heads or tails game. Two bad teams waited to see which side of the coin faced the sky. The winner smiled, the loser cried. That old coin toss created a huge, ugly problem. Teams figured out a very sneaky trick. They realized that losing games on purpose gave them a guaranteed spot in that coin toss. If they played terribly, they earned a 50% chance at a superstar. So, they stopped trying to win. Fans hated watching this happen. They paid good money to see their favorite players try hard and fight for victory. Instead, they watched teams play terribly just to get a shiny new rookie. The league bosses knew they had to fix this broken system. They needed to force teams to try their best every single night. In 1985, the league tried something completely new. They gathered important representatives from the 7 worst teams. They put them all in a grand hotel ballroom. Bright lights shined down on them. Television cameras rolled to capture every single moment of the drama. They did not use a spinning machine back then. Instead, they used big, thick paper envelopes. Each envelope had a team logo hidden safely inside. A man named David Stern stood on a bright stage. He was the big boss of the entire league. Everyone watched his hands very closely. He reached his hand deep into a clear glass bowl. He grabbed a giant envelope and pulled it out into the light. He opened it up slowly. Then, he showed the whole world the bright orange and blue logo of the New York Knicks. The crowd gasped in shock and excitement. The Knicks won the grand prize that historic night. They earned the right to pick a giant, powerful player named Patrick Ewing. Ewing was a famous college hero. He was a towering giant who blocked shots into the stands with incredible force. He was exactly what the big city needed. Ewing turned the Knicks into a mighty, scary force. The team became a tough, winning group for many long years. People still talk about that famous envelope drawing today. Some fans even whisper wild stories. They guess the envelope was frozen or bent so the boss would know exactly which one to pick. After that wild start, the league wanted a much better method. Demystifying the mechanics became very important to keep fans trusting the game. They wanted everyone to easily understand how the winner was chosen. So, they switched from paper envelopes to the clear plastic machine we see today. They created a clever weighted setup. They put 14 numbered balls into the spinning machine. It looks just like a machine you would see at a carnival. The machine mixes them all up like a giant blender. Then, it spits out 4 balls at a time. It happens very fast. Those 4 numbers make a special secret code. The team with the absolute worst record gets the most secret codes. This gives them the best chance to win. But the worst team is no longer guaranteed the top prize. Any team in the drawing can win if they get lucky. Let us travel to 1993 for a perfect example of this wild luck. The Orlando Magic were already a fun, exciting team. They had a young, giant superstar named Shaquille O'Neal. He shattered backboards and dunked with terrifying power. The team was already on the rise. The Magic barely missed the playoffs that special year. Because they were almost a winning team, they had only 1 winning code out of 66 total codes. Their chances were incredibly tiny. It was almost impossible for them to win the grand prize again. Against all odds, the ping-pong balls bounced exactly their way. The Magic won the top pick for the 2nd year in a row. The whole basketball world gasped in pure disbelief. No one could believe a good team got so lucky. It felt like a movie script. That lucky bounce gave Orlando another amazing player. They traded their new pick to get a fast, flashy guard named Penny Hardaway. Pure luck created a powerhouse team. That young group rushed all the way to the championship finals. They amazed everyone with their speed and skill. The magic of the drawing kept growing bigger. In 2003, a high school kid named LeBron James was ready to join the league. He was the most famous young player in the whole world. He was still a teenager, but he played like a grown man. Every team wanted him desperately. Every bad team dreamed of his high-flying dunks. They dreamed of his amazing fast passes. The tension in the drawing room that year was thick enough to cut with a knife. Grown men sweated in their fancy suits. They prayed for the right plastic numbers. The Cleveland Cavaliers were a struggling team from LeBron's home state. They desperately needed a local hero to save them. The machine spun fast. The balls popped up one by one. The secret code matched Cleveland. They won the golden ticket. LeBron changed absolutely everything for Cleveland. He brought them hope, joy, and sold-out crowds. Many years later, he even brought them a shiny championship trophy. One lucky bounce changed the entire future of a struggling city. It was a true fairy tale. A few years later, in 2008, another hometown hero was waiting. Derrick Rose was a lightning-fast guard from the city of Chicago. The Chicago Bulls were in the drawing room, but they had a tiny, almost impossible chance to win the top pick. They had less than a 2% chance of winning. But the plastic spheres do not care about math or odds. The balls bounced perfectly for the Bulls. They won the pick. They drafted Rose. He soon became the youngest best player in league history, but the system was not perfect forever. As years passed, smart team managers found big cracks in the rules. They realized that having the absolute worst record still gave them the very best odds. Even if it was not a sure thing, losing was still too helpful. A team called the Philadelphia 76ers took this sneaky idea to the extreme. They traded away all their good, older players. They played young, unready players instead. They lost hundreds of games on purpose for several long years. Fans called this dark and sad time the process. The 76ers suffered night after night. They lost by huge numbers just to collect more chances at the top pick. The true purpose of the lottery was breaking down completely. The fans were miserable. This losing streak made the league bosses very unhappy. Basketball is a game about trying your hardest to win every single night. Watching teams race to the bottom was terrible for the sport. The function of the rules had to change immediately. They needed to fix the game again. So in 2019, the league changed the rules once more. They wanted to flatten the odds out. They made a massive change. They made sure the three worst teams all had the exact same chance to win the top pick. Being the worst was no longer a special advantage. This new rule worked like absolute magic. It took away the big reward for being the absolute worst team. Teams started fighting hard all season long to win games. They knew losing on purpose would not guarantee them the best new player anymore. We saw the impact of this smart change right away. In that same year, a flying powerhouse named Zion Williamson was the grand prize. The New Orleans Pelicans were in the drawing. They had a very small chance to win. They were not the worst team, but the balls bounced their way anyway. The Pelicans won the right to pick Zion. He brought thunderous dunks to their city. The new rules proved that anyone could strike gold. You did not have to be the worst to get the best. Today, the drawing night is just as thrilling as a final playoff game. It is a special, quiet night of pure hope. Every fan of a struggling team dreams of that lucky bounce. They wear their lucky jerseys. They close their eyes and wish for a miracle. You can have the smartest coaches in the whole world. You can build the most beautiful practice gym. You can practice shooting until your arms fall off. You can lift heavy weights until you are super strong. But sometimes, everything comes down to a tiny plastic ball flying through the air. It mixes hard work with wild, unpredictable fortune. And it guarantees that a brand new basketball dynasty is always just one lucky bounce away.